In a game that felt more like a statement than just a Week 2 win, the Atlanta Falcons walked out of Minneapolis not only with a 22-6 victory, but with a new identity. For years, fans have been waiting for a team that doesn't just rely on offensive fireworks or moments of individual brilliance, but a team that can dominate in the trenches, force turnovers, and dictate games with defense. That team may finally be here. It wasn't pretty. It didn't need to be. What mattered was how the Falcons answered the call after a Week 1 loss that easily could have gone the other way. Let's not forget, Atlanta was right there against Tampa Bay before the defense let things slip late. But in Week 2, the tone was different from the very first snap. Defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich's unit came out with purpose, and they never let up. But now, there are some points we need to focus on. We need to detail, and I'm here for that. So click the like button and tell me, in your opinion, which area still needs adjustments. Is there someone you would change urgently? Write in the comments, because a true fan is an active fan. 6 sacks. 11 quarterback hits. 2 interceptions. That's not just a defensive performance, that's a mission statement. The Falcons completely disrupted rookie quarterback J.J. McCarthy's rhythm, making his second career start one to forget. And it wasn't just about pressure off the edge or forcing mistakes. It was about how fast, how physical, and how disciplined this defense looked. Those aren't traits Atlanta fans have associated with this team in recent years. But now, it's starting to feel like a new era is finally taking hold. And it's not just veteran leadership doing the heavy lifting. The 2025 draft class is proving to be an early masterstroke by General Manager Terry Fontenot. First-round edge rusher James Pierce Jr. has been as advertised, and then some. He and Jalen Walker each notched their first career sack against the Vikings, and both consistently collapsed the pocket in a way Falcons fans haven't seen since the days of John Abraham. But the real surprise has come in the secondary. Billy Bowman Jr. and Xavier Watts, 2 rookies with sky-high potential, grabbed their first career interceptions on Sunday Night Football. And they weren't just cleaning up bad throws, they were making plays, taking risks, and setting the tone. When you combine that with the continued presence of Jesse Bates III and the immediate impact of Leonard Floyd up front, you're looking at a defensive core that is both experienced and explosive. It's not hyperbole to say the Falcons are fielding one of the most exciting young defenses in the NFL. As of now, they rank second in total defense and second in pass defense, while giving up just 14.5 points per game. That's elite territory Atlanta hasn't sniffed since the likes of Desmond Trufant and Deion Jones were patrolling the field back in 2017. And make no mistake, this turnaround isn't some statistical fluke. This is a defense that is winning with speed, depth, and energy. It's a defense that's growing into its own identity and doing so under the bright lights of prime time. For a fan base that's grown tired of empty promises and blown leads, that means everything. The NFL world is starting to take notice. The Falcons jumped from 17th to 15th in Luis Catalia's power rankings, not a massive leap on paper, but one that places them in the top half of the league for the first time in a long while. And more importantly, it's symbolic. For years, Atlanta has hovered around mediocrity, unable to string together consistency on either side of the ball. But now, there's belief that this team can not only compete, but win in different ways. Still, it's about consistency. One dominant performance is one thing. Turning that into a trend? That's where the Falcons can flip the script on their season. And yet, not all is rosy and flowery branch. Cornerback A.J. Terrell Jr., one of the most reliable defenders on the roster since being drafted in the first round in 2020, left the game with a hamstring injury. As of midweek, head coach Raheem Morris described him as week-to-week and was noncommittal about his availability for Sunday's crucial divisional matchup against the Carolina Panthers. Losing Terrell, even temporarily, creates a real problem. He's allowed just 3 catches for 28 yards in Week 1 and only 2 receptions in limited snaps before exiting in Week 2. When he's on the field, the Falcons' secondary plays with a different level of confidence. When he's off it, questions emerge, and fast. D. Alford stepped in admirably, playing 19 snaps without allowing a single reception on 2 targets. But he's not a lock to start in Terrell's absence. Morris was clear, there will be a competition. Clark Phillips III, Natrone Brooks, and Mike Ford Jr. are all in the mix. Even veteran C.J. Henderson, currently on the practice squad, might get his chance. It's a next-man-up mentality, but let's be honest, replacing an all-pro caliber corner like Terrell isn't just about plugging a gap. And the timing couldn't be more crucial. Atlanta faces a Carolina team that, while 0-2, is always a tough divisional out. Bryce Young, coming off a 328-yard, 3-touchdown outing against Arizona, has shown flashes. The Falcons know firsthand what he's capable of. He torched them for 251 yards and 3 scores in last season's finale. If Terrell can't go, the challenge for this secondary will be steep. There's talent, yes, but there's also inexperience. Alford, for example, allowed a 75% catch rate last year. Phillips was better but still allowed a 108.6 passer rating. Brooks and Ford have flashed but lack real game reps. So the question becomes, can Atlanta's defense maintain its newfound edge without its top corner? Can the rookies keep delivering splash plays? And can this team build on its momentum with the Panthers, Commanders, and Bills looming on the schedule? What do you think, Falcons fans? How big of an impact will A.J. Terrell's potential absence be heading into Sunday, and can this defense keep rolling without him? Because if Terrell can't go, the ripple effects could be felt across the entire defense. Sure, the front seven has stepped up in a massive way. James Pierce Jr. is already looking like a franchise-altering pass rusher, and Jalen Walker has brought a violent speed to the edge. Leonard Floyd's presence is undeniable, and with Grady Jarrett eating up attention inside, Atlanta's defensive line is finally playing with balance and bite. But without their number one corner, opposing quarterbacks will be quicker to test the deep and intermediate routes. That puts more pressure on the safeties, on the linebackers dropping into coverage, and especially on whoever earns that outside cornerback spot opposite Mike Hughes. Raheem Morris has said all the right things about competition this week, and you can tell he's trying to light a fire under guys like Clark Phillips III, Natrone Brooks, and even practice squad ads like Keith Taylor. It's not just about stepping up, it's about proving you belong in a unit that's suddenly being talked about as one of the NFL's best. And let's be real, with the Commanders and Bills on deck, there's no time for a learning curve. Whether it's Bryce Young looking to exploit a weakened secondary, or Josh Allen testing every inch of the field, these next few games will reveal exactly what this Falcons defense is made of. There's no hiding. No easing into it. Every snap will count. But maybe that's the beauty of where this team is right now. They're young. They're fearless. They're building something that fans have been begging to see for years, a fast, physical, hard-hitting identity that doesn't crumble when tested. A defense that's fun to watch and even more fun to root for. So buckle up, Atlanta. The road ahead won't be easy, but for the first time in a long time, this team is equipped for the challenge. And as always, if you want exclusive updates, in-depth breakdowns, and all the latest from Flowery Branch, make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and click on the next video you see on screen. All the Falcons news you need, right here, first. Go Falcons!